Hi, so this week we'll be working on our toes, our feet and our ankles, just starting to warm them up, stretch them out a little bit. They do tend to get forgotten about a little bit, so we'll spend about 10 to 15 minutes working on those, and we'll be starting in a standing position, so just come in to a standing position, feet are about hip distance apart. You can bring the hands to the waist if you like, or they can just hang down by the side. It's completely up to you. And then once we're there, we'll just lift all 10 toes off the mat and then gently place them back down. And this time just see if you can lift the big toes, keeping the 4 or the 8 toes on the ground. And then place that big toe back down. This time leave the big toe on the floor and lift all 8 toes off the mat. And then just gently place them back down. And this time see if you can leave the big toe and the little toe on the ground and just pick up the 3 middle toes. You may or may not be able to do it. I can do it with one foot, not the other. We just bring in some awareness to our toes. And gently just put them back down. Great. So now start to just make some circles with the body, trying to keep the feet grounded on the floor here. Or switch directions. Maybe go back and forth a little bit. And then side to side. And then coming back to center. Right. So from here, step back with the right foot, just come onto the front of the right foot here. We'll just get a bit of a stretch through the front of the ankle. And then coming onto the ball of that back foot and start to make some little circles on the ball of the foot in one direction, then the opposite direction. And then swapping it over to the other side, so the left foot out behind, coming onto the front toes of that foot. And change into the ball of the foot, making some circles, one direction, then the opposite direction. And stepping that foot back forward. Now you can keep the hands on the waist if you like, or step back with the right foot first, checking that the knee is stacked over the ankle, and then slowly place the back knee on the ground, untuck the toes, inhale to reach the arms up, and exhale to place the hands down, framing the front foot here. And then start to walk the hands back, straightening that front leg. Hips are coming over the knee, and then start to flex the toes in towards you. You should start to get stretched down the calf. You may need to adjust the back knee, maybe widening the stance a little bit. And then we'll start to move the ankles. On the inhale, just pointing the toes forward. Exhale, flex towards the knee. So we'll do that a few times, just moving with your own breath and your own time. One more time. And start to walk the hands forward again, maybe just shimmy that back knee in if you need to. And then inhale to reach the arms up, back in our low lunge, tuck the back toes, lift that back knee off the mat and step that back foot forward, bring the arms down by the side. So again, you can do this with the hands on the hips, arms down by the side, whatever your preference is. This time we'll step back with the left foot, coming onto the back knee, untucking those back toes, checking your knees stacked over your ankle here. And on the next inhale, reaching the arms up. Gaze can be up if it feels okay for the neck. And exhale, just bringing those hands to the front of the mat here. And again, we'll start to walk the hands back, straightening that front leg. can start to flex the toes in towards the knee here. Again, you can shimmy the back knee back if you like, just adjusting yourself as you feel you need to. And we'll start to flex the toes and straighten the toes. So point the toes towards the front of the mat on the inhale, and then flex them towards the knee on the exhale. Just do that a few times, moving with your own breath. And then walking the hands forward, planting the front foot on the floor. Again, maybe moving that back knee in slightly. Check the knees stacked over the ankle, tuck the back toes. Inhale to reach the arms up. Lift the back knee off the ground so we're in a high lunge position. Then step that back foot forward, arms down by the side. A nice strong mountain pose. From here, start to squat down with the knees. We'll make our way down to the mat. You can lift the heels off the floor. You might want to bring the hands out to help with the balance here, if you like. Or if you want to challenge your balance, you can wrap the arms around the legs and drop the head in. And then releasing the hands down to the floor, making our way into an all fours position here. So while we're here, you want to check that your shoulders stacked over your wrists and your knees, or your ankle, your hips are over your knees here, so just readjust yourself slightly. And then pull the belly button in, so really engage the core muscle, engage the leg muscles. We'll take that left leg out behind us. Try and keep the hips nice and straight here, toes pointing down, and then just place that left foot on the floor, and we'll start to gently rock back and forth. Get a little bit of a calf stretch here. If you like, you can take a couple of circles in one direction, then the other. Coming back to stillness. Engage the core again, so pull that belly button in, really lift the leg, engaging the leg muscles, and take that back leg, the left leg over to the right side, and then send the gaze out towards the toes. Inhale, engage the leg muscles, coming back to center, and then step that left knee in. So do that on the opposite side. So sending the right leg out behind us, checking our hips are nice and straight here, toes pointing down, engaging the muscles in the leg. Place the ball of the foot on the floor and then just gently rock back and forth. Maybe taking some circles on the ball of the foot in one direction and the opposite direction. Then pull the belly button in, engage the muscles in the leg, lifting that right leg off the floor and send it over to the left. Send the gaze out towards the toes or over the left shoulder. Engage the leg muscles, bring that back across and step that knee back in. This time tucking the toes, we'll start to walk the hands back here, keeping the toes nice and tucked. You might like to just spread the toes so every little toe, including the pinky toe, is in contact with the floor here. So we'll be here for a few breaths. If you feel any pain or if it gets a little bit too much and you can come out of it at any point, just coming forward and then maybe coming back into it. It's a really good stretch for the arch of the foot, but we do tend to be quite tight here, so it can be quite an intense pose. And while we're here, we'll just give ourselves a couple of wrist rolls in one direction, in the opposite direction, maybe interlacing the fingers. You can roll the hands out a little bit like this, and the opposite way. Try and hold it for another round of breath. Releasing the hands, bringing the hands down to the mat. Release the feet, put them out on the floor. Great. And this time we'll walk the hands back, keeping the feet untucked here. So this might be enough for you today. We're getting a stretch along the front of the foot here. You might be here, just walking back slightly. You might be upright. Or you can start to walk the hands backwards if you like. And you may even see if you can lift the knees off the floor. Or you might just rock gently back and forth if that feels good as well. And slowly walk the hands back up. Make our way back into our all fours position. You can give the ankles a little bit of a roll in one direction, then the opposite direction. And making our way down to a seated position. We'll bring the soles of the feet to touch. They may be out here, they may be quite close in. Just see how it feels for you, and then just adjust accordingly. You might like to sit on a blanket or a pillow as well, just to lift the hips a little bit here. And then try and keep the back nice and straight while you're here as well. If this isn't accessible for you, then you can always have one leg out straight and then just bring one foot in at a time. And we're just going to start to massage the arches of the feet. So there's lots of nerves in the feet and they don't get a lot of attention, so just massaging them a little bit. And then if you've got one foot out, you can just massage one at a time. Maybe switch legs now. Keeping that back nice and straight and lifted. Okay. From here, we'll make our way into a cross-legged position. Again, if that's not accessible for you, you can just have one leg out if you like, in front. And we'll be taking a half lotus pose. And while we're there, we'll be bringing some awareness to our breath, so focusing on breathing into the stomach. So you can bring the hands to the stomach while you're there as well, and just feel the belly expand as you inhale, and then on the exhale, feel it soften. So just see how you go. If half lotus isn't accessible for you, then feel free just to bring the hands to the belly and just concentrate on the breath. So if you'd like to take half lotus pose, then come to a cross-legged position, lifting the left leg up, taking the foot and placing it on top of the thigh, and you want to try and bring it as close into the joint as you can. The foot's pointing up. There might be a little bit of a gap here. You can always put a pillow or something there if you like, and just try and keep a nice straight back. If this isn't possible, you can just stay in a crossed leg position, or you can have the legs out in front. And then just bring your hands to your belly. It will take 3 rounds of breath here. So on the inhale, feel the belly expand, and exhale, draw the belly button to the spine and feel it soften. We'll do that 2 more times. So inhale and exhale. One more time, inhale and exhale. Take your hands to the ankle, just really support the foot as you bring it out in front. You might want to just give yourself a couple of rolls of the ankle. We'll take that on the opposite side now. So crossing, if you've got your legs crossed, just switch the cross of the legs. And we'll take the right foot, supporting the ankle, just bring it up onto the thigh. Okay. And again, bring the hands to the belly here, and we'll inhale into the belly, and exhale, draw the belly button towards the spine. 2 more times, inhale, exhale. 1 more time, inhale, exhale. Great. Supporting the ankle again, just release that foot, maybe rolling the ankle in one direction and the other. And then coming back to a seated position. And that's the end of this sequence. I hope you feel like your ankles and your feet have benefited from that. And I hope to see you next week, next Wednesday,